Now that Season 2's been out for a little bit, today I wanted to know how our Fortnite community thinks about it. Not just my thoughts, not just my fun with the baseball bat. What does everybody think about the brand new season? Today we're going to be talking about that. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, we're not going to get into it. I already made an entire video speaking how I feel about the season. Long story short, I love it. If you're interested, you can check out that video, but we're going to get into it today. I posted this over on X. Now that the season has been out for a while, what are your general thoughts? Anything in particular you like or dislike? Reply with anything you like about the season, and I will include some in an upcoming video in a couple days from the time that I posted this. Thank you for your time. I've been having a blast. And for those of you who did reply, thank you very, very much, everybody. Thank you for your time. Your time is very valuable. Thank you very much for helping me craft these videos. If you would like to join in on the conversation, then follow me over at X at Clen YouTube, or you can find the links with the link tree at the top of the description or the actual link to X in the description a little bit deeper as well. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe. Let's get into some of the replies for today. Dub had this to say: I honestly really miss the colors of Night Shift Forest because now the map kind of lost a bit of its color, but other than that, it's a lot of content at once, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the mid-season things they added to the game and the return is floor is lava. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm not getting my hopes up because leaks have been very, very wrong recently. I try to have an authentic reaction to these when I gather them for the video, and I don't really read them all that much, but that one shocked me, okay? As for Night Shift Forest, guys, I really like Night Shift Forest, but I understand the critique of losing that in particular, because the map, you're right, the map did lose a little bit of color, but I've always been a fan of the gold. I like the gold design, I like the gold kind of scattered everywhere, I like the gold trees. For me personally, I'm enjoying it, but it totally is a fair critique. Let's continue on over to the next post. Joseph Muhammad had this to say: it's honestly a lot better than expected. The new guns are amazing, especially the collateral damage AR. My only two complaints are that the new map changes need to be spread around the map, and Crime City should replace Seaport City. The battle pass could have been better. I agree about the battle pass. The collateral damage AR I need to play with a little bit more, but it's always fun to have another fun gun, like another nice AR, right? One that could actually be good in the meta as opposed to what we got in Chapter 5, right? For Crime City, that's an interesting take, and I understand why you'd want it to take over Seaport City. I actually don't mind what they did, though. I don't mind it because Seaport City seems to be such a beloved location that I feel like I don't know if I want it touched for the entire chapter. But again, totally fair. I'm glad you're having fun, Joseph. Let's continue on to Trickster. I'm having a lot of fun. Really love the new POIs. We only got one thing I somewhat dislike is the bat. I'm just kidding. You can hit someone way too far. Very annoying to go versus in zero builds. Other than that, I'm hyped to see what else we get for the season. Trickster, I don't want the bat nerfed, man. I love the bat. The bat is one of my favorite additions to this game of all time, period. Like, I'm talking top 10, potentially even top 5. Like, it's getting up there with the Gravitron and Falcon Scout level for me. But of course, we all like different things. I understand the frustrations in zero build. I never even thought about that because I am a builds player myself, but still. I hope they just don't nerf it to the ground. Twisty Chase had this to say: it's been a lot of fun. I just hope we don't get every item nerfed because it feels like a lot of chaotic fun right now. Speaking of nerfs, I'm worried about that myself. I'm worried about the bat. I'm worried about the gold. I'm worried about the laser. I don't know exactly what's powerful right now because I've only played a few times, or a few sessions, excuse me. I just really get taken out of a season when the items all get nerfed. And the season is so good, guys, and this is what I mentioned in my other video, that I'm being taken out of Fortnite Reload, which is my favorite game mode right now, and I'm playing Battle Royale because the season is so good. If the vast majority of these items, or at least the fun ones, if the bat becomes useless, which I'm afraid they're going to do, I believe the bat is going to become useless, then I will actually be taken out of the season. But the problem is, we all like different things, right? I understand the people who are frustrated by it. I just like the fun chaos about it. I just wish we could have solid separation between pubs and competitive. Have the bat do different things in competitive, you know? Let's continue on either way to Jonesy Fortnite. It's an amazing season. I love the biome's overall vibe and look. The new POIs are also very well done. The new vault features and in general, the loot pool is great. So far, it's a 10 for me. And if they keep this up, they could become one of the best seasons. Yeah, you know what? I think so far it's a 10 out of 10 for me as well. I'm with you. I love the overlook and the vibe of the entire new biome, excuse me. I love looking off of the mountain and just admiring the trees. I'm a weird guy who really likes admiring the graphics and the artwork of this game. I agree with Jonesy though. The loot pool's great. The vault features are really fun. The robbery vans are great. You know, I hope they don't, I don't think they'll nerf that out of everything, but still, I'm just worried about nerfs. But guys, let me stop you for just a second. We're going to keep this very, very brief. I try to every video, but it doesn't always work out. I have been advertising my supporter creator code because you guys have been helping me very, very much. As you know, I'm grinding on YouTube as hard as I can to support my family. So I have been advertising my supporter creator code. If you do not have one that you're using in the item shop, please consider using my code Clen. It is helping more than you will ever know. I feel like I can still keep that shorter, man, but I just appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you very much. Let's continue on all the replies. Grookymon had this to say: the gameplay will get stale quickly. Loot vault, go to market, loot train, kill, repeat. It's fun though, and I think they did a brilliant job, but the gold still needs a more unique role to play. Also, the medallions are weak, and I don't think there's enough of them personally. The medallions so far I will agree with you about, but I don't think the loot pool will get stale, or excuse me, the game loop will get stale for me personally, because I'm not spending it all just robbing vaults. I like the fighting, the gunplay personally, and that is what the strength is right now. I love the different shotguns I can use. I love the laser I can use, the bat I can use, the robbery vans. That's what's keeping it for me. I don't necessarily look at like, okay, this might get repetitive because but I understand it. If you keep going in there, you go to the market, you loot the train, all that stuff, that could get stale if you do it over and over again. I just personally play the game a different way, so I can't see myself letting the game get stale for me, but again, that's because I'm playing a completely different way. Hopefully the mid-season updates change that. Let's continue on to what TCKH had to say. I think the season is decent so far. However, what I'm most excited for is the updates that we are potentially having this season. I saw leaks and there's 16 plus new exotics with abilities like the ones from the most wanted update coming later in the season, so I am ready. This is exciting to me as well, guys. Extremely exciting. The problem is though, you can't forget that the leakers have been wrong more than ever recently. Let's take it back to Absolute Doom. Remember all of those mythics that were supposedly coming. I don't remember how many it was. It was like, it felt like it was 10, 20 of them. Could be wrong about that, but regardless, there were a ton of mythics coming, LTMs coming. They never came. I'm not going to get hyped about that, but it's very difficult not to because exotics have been some of the greatest additions of this game of all time. I'd love to see them in. Like we talked about Floor's Lava earlier. I'm not even just sitting back and thinking, okay, Floor's Lava's coming to the game. I'm going to let myself be pleasantly surprised about it. I love the idea of exotics, but I can't get my hopes up. That's what ruined Absolute Doom for so many people because the leaks looked phenomenal. The potential for it was phenomenal. But again, we can sit back and we can hope for the best. Let's continue on to what Remrance had to say. Love this season. It's fast-paced and fun. Feels like a mixture of Wrecked and Paradise, which, hot take incoming, are two of my favorite seasons. Right now it's a 9 out of 10, but we'll see how it marinates. I loved Wrecked and Paradise. Wrecked for the first little bit. Paradise is so underrated, but I understand actually why people didn't like Paradise. That was one of those hit or misses. Double hot take. I'll add one to Rem. The Chrome should be a staple in Fortnite. Or sorry, specifically the Chrome Splash should be a staple in Fortnite. The unique gameplay was phenomenal, guys. I miss the Chrome a lot. Imagine the Chrome and Gold in the same season. That'd be sick. Headhunter Boy had this to say. It's actually amazing. The new weapons are great. The new POIs are good and feel they blend in well with the map. The heists are cool and the battle pass looks great. My only complaint is the UI change to the filters of the locker. Apart from that, it's a good start. Yeah, you know, why is it? And I keep saying this. Epic Games is so good at what they do. Every update they make, they have phenomenal work behind them. Every time they touch the UI, it gets worse. Guys, have you seen the filter option? It's a mess. I understand that it's not a big deal, but it's crazy to me that they keep dropping the ball like that. But I'm with Headhunter Boy. I like everything else. It's off to a good start. I made my presets and I have my presets. That's totally good. Also, at the time of recording this video at least, the randomize option on presets is still broken, okay? Master Levi had this to say. I absolutely love it. The new POIs are great, and the gameplay feels a lot more fast-paced with all the movement compared to last season. My only gripes are that the new melee items are just a little bit too OP, and the vaults don't give enough loot. The vaults I do agree with. I don't like the amount of loot that we've gotten so far. I don't come out of the vault going like, yeah, that was totally worth it, you know? Very, very rarely, and that have to be after like a ton of people have been fighting in it, which I don't think should be the case for me to walk out with loot that I love. So I understand that, and I hope that they update it as time goes on. Perhaps the vaults can get like, oh, that'd be cool if the vaults ended up getting like more stacked with each update. I'm probably coping a little bit. But guys, let me stop you again for one more second. Final pause of the video. If you're enjoying the content, hit like and subscribe. I would love to have you more often. Have this help out the algorithm, help out the video, and have you come back more by having this show on your homepage. Also, if you're enjoying this video, we don't just make Fortnite content. We make movie, TV show, anime review content. We make a bunch of variety content on just anything that's been trending or random videos. And we also make MMA content. You can check all of those in the link tree or the description down below to a link to any of those channels. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels after all. So I have been seeing some familiar faces. it's been very nice to see. Thank you very much to everybody who's been going over there. Let's continue on to what Joel Foster had to say. Now I'm just going to be honest. Epic really took some notes from feedback last season. I can really tell the difference. Much more fun gameplay, and so glad the train actually has a real reason to go there now. So true. However, I feel as the Mortal Kombat kit is really another spray and pray. I get that. I think I forgot to talk about the train in my last video too when I was talking about my first impressions of the season. Dude, another thing that they keep dropping the ball on is the train, but it is an improvement. There's just so much more that they could do with the train, but at least you know what, it has a vault. At least I like the fact that it stops too. I wasn't so sure about that once we first figured it out, but if the train's in the circle, it'll stop in the circle. I actually end up liking that change, but it also is nice that Epic Games is listening. They're giving us stuff that we like to see. They're keeping in things that we like. Maybe Chapter 6 actually will end up being the new peak of Fortnite, okay? Peely Fortnite had this to say, I believe it's borderline perfect. They finally made gold bars useful again, which I'm really glad about, and the loot pool's really well rounded. I also like the new consumables, throwables, as if they were actually useful for once. The POIs are visually pleasing and have really good layouts. I also like the mini-map changes around the map, like changing some of the birds to black markets and adding vaults to main POIs. One thing that can make it better though is removing Shogun X's floating island, since he's just been killed, but overall, great season. Yeah, I would like it. I like the mechanic of the floating island, but I would like it if they actually just changed it to fit the season theme. I don't imagine that's a ton of work over on Epic's end. It's just kind of takes me out of it a little bit. It's like, really, this thing's still here? Yeah, it's just a little minor nitpick that I have, okay? But I also love that Peely mentioned gold bars are very useful again. And how do you guys feel, by the way, about gold bars having their cap raised? Because they seem to play they seem to matter more in this season. So I would like to see that as well. But the new consumables, the throwables, they're all useful for once. They updated the grenades in Fortnite OG too. Like, Epic Games has been doing a phenomenal job with this season, man. Not just this season, just lately in general with Chapter 6. Shadower had this to say, I love the season and how unique it is. I can't wait for Midas's drum gun to return so I can once again shred people with it. Really hoping Midas gets super styles. Also hoping for a live event. What I don't like is how small Crime City is, but other than that, season is peak. I've been happy with what Crime City has had so far, but that's a fair critique. From what we've been getting, I would imagine that we get a mini live event at the very least, and I don't know what it possibly could be. I still haven't caught up for the storyline for this season. I am intending on doing that. Everybody's been saying it's actually really good this season, so that I'm excited for. Midas's drum gun. Hopefully it's in its overpowered glory. I would love to see that, but let's continue on to what Luke Skywalker had to say. I love it. The one thing that I've been annoyed about for each season's release, they showed all of the content in a trailer and then most of it does not release until later, but not this time. They released so much stuff at the start of the season and it is so much fun, and I also really like how they changed how medallions work. I like how they're constantly moving and not always in the same place, so you're not just landing at one single place and you're landing everywhere. Fortnite has really learned how to balance this and I love it. Again, another thing that Fortnite's really paying attention on improving their game. And I've been saying it forever, guys. The metaverse is great. Epic Games has not let Battle Royale suffer despite what they've been working on throughout the metaverse. They've really gotten the hang of it, man. Great updates, balance changes, little small quality of life features except when it comes to the UI, but it's a good point mentioning that we have a lot of fun stuff that changes the game right now, and then we have more. Apparently, again, according to leakers, we're going to take them at their word, but be skeptical. Apparently, there's a ton of mid-season content to come, which I'm excited about. The medallions, I still do think, I think they could be better, but I do like that change that Luke specifically ended up mentioning. Let's continue on to Skull and Wag. It feels like Wrecked, where the rest of the map is just gone and you're only ever in the new biome. The loot pool feels kind of boring, but that's about all the bad things. The rest is peak. I disagree about the loot pool completely, and I understand where you're coming from about Wrecked, where you don't want to land anywhere else on the map. I personally don't have that issue. I personally love the vast majority of POIs on this map, and I'm still just landing kind of wherever. But if you guys feel differently, please let me know. Like, I don't know if anybody else has this problem. I don't personally, but I do disagree about the loot pool. If you're interested in my first full thoughts about everything related to the season, which maybe I didn't mention the train, you can watch this video right here, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. Take care, everybody.